I'm Sandy.
And we're here to help you with your relationships.
Absolutely. Men and women. We're complicated, but we're not.
But we are. Well, everybody believes it. You are because you believe you are. I mean, what you believe is actually true. So the problem is if you believe you have a complicated, like in Facebook, there's a relationship concept saying it's complicated. Well, it's only complicated because you allow it to be complicated. It doesn't have to be complicated.
Correct. We put the stumbling blocks, the roadblocks, the speed bumps, whatever you want to call them, in front of ourselves. Because we're constantly looking for the negative of, he didn't call me, so he must have changed his mind. It could just possibly be he's busy with work.
What else can this mean is actually is what I teach people to ask that question, because it's not necessarily what you think it is.
Right, and what I teach people is keep it simple. Get back to basics. Don't freak yourself out. And don't run away just because you're a little scared.
Unless the other person, you've just met them and they think the Guggenheim is a German restaurant and they don't like German food.
Yeah, that's not a good sign at all.
Yeah, I was reading somebody's post today, and he said that the date he had taken, he wanted to take her to the Guggenheim, and she said, "I'm sorry, I don't like German food or German restaurants and German food." And my response to him was just run away.
Very quickly. That was a good response to that one.
It's like, oh my gosh. Yeah. If you're in New York and you don't know what the Guggenheim is, then you're...
Get out of New York.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
That's like being in Chicago and not knowing what the Field Museum is.
Or the Water Tower place.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. And there's other places, plug in your city and plug in,
right.
that place that everybody has to know, otherwise they're really... But anyway.
And don't be afraid to educate yourself.
Well, it's culture. Yeah, it's culture.
Right, but see, her thing is what she would have done. I don't know, maybe that's what I would have done. If somebody said, I want to take you here, and I hadn't heard of it or didn't know what it was, I would have researched it.
Well, what if but you might not have time.
Well,
it's like, all of a sudden somebody says, we're going to the Guggenheim. And it's like, oh, okay, I don't like German food. It's like, it's like, okay.
Okay, I can get that if it's a last minute thing, but
still, even
typically that comes back.
Yeah, okay, maybe, yeah.
But that comes back to the basics, men and women. Really, should it be last minute? I'm all for spontaneity. I get it, okay, and I'm all for it. But typically, it should be a planned event. When you're taking somebody out on a first date or a second date, they should have some notice of, hey, what are you doing Friday night? Do you want to go out to dinner? Hey, I'd like to take you here. Or we're going to go here.
Seeing that
you have time to research.
Seeing that was Sunday morning, though. I must have been less from last night because I don't think the Guggenheim's open on Sunday. Maybe it is. It probably is open on Sunday. It's a museum. But they have Sunday hours. It doesn't matter. It's just crazy stuff. And the whole thing is it's all about communication. And obviously there was really bad communication there. So, anyway.
We'll go with that.
But we'll be doing stuff where we don't necessarily agree, but we don't necessarily disagree or agree. That doesn't matter.
I don't know what you just said either.
But we will be doing...
It sounded good.
It did. It really did. We'll be doing radio. We'll be doing... and probably a lot of the radio stuff, you might even see us doing video with headphones on. And we will be, with the little mics, and we'll actually do video of the radio.
Fun stuff.
Which is kind of strange, but and some of the video could actually wind up being radio because since we're not like dancing or doing anything.
Well, not yet.
True, and so this could just as easily be radio, because if you cover your eyes right now and pretend this is radio.
But please don't do that when you're driving.
Well, you wouldn't be watching video when you're driving.
You could on your phone.
But that would be distracted driving, and you could get very badly hurt doing
that,
and that would be a bad thing, because then we'd lose another listener/watcher, and we don't want to do that, because we want every single one of you. Mm-hmm. We want you to be entertained, and we want you to ask, and we have the Facebook page, we have a web page. We will by the time soon. We'll have a Twitter account, so you can tweet us. Because hopefully we'll be doing some live stuff too, like live feeds. We'll have to figure that one out. And
Speaking.
And be being places where we can like be in front of people and you can like stand up and yell at us and ask questions and see if you can throw us off. But
or you can ask me to yell at KOKO.
Yeah, that's not going to happen. Anyway.
But we want feedback, definitely.
It's all about feedback. And, right now, this will be immediately on the Facebook page. And it'll wind up on the web page and it'll wind up on, there'll be a link from Twitter back to I think the Facebook page will probably be the main thing because it's really easy to post lots of stuff. And, and we'll have the YouTube channel, and we'll have maybe an iTunes channel, and maybe a Blip TV channel, and.
So in other words, there are lots of fantastic things coming down the pipeline to watch out for.
And yes, and watch your head because sometimes it's low ceiling. She's very short. She's very short.
Not when I have my heels on.
So very short. So nonetheless, so I have no idea how we're going to cut this up.
He likes to give me a hard time if you haven't noticed yet.
It's not really very hard. It's pretty simple.
Oh, okay. I see how it's going to be.
Absolutely.
I got it.
Good.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to keep your eye open, or both of them actually, because she's kind of short. You might trip over her. But and then you'll be able to
I can
find us.
Get a step stool or ladder out,
Find us in places. We'll hopefully be doing radio and things all over the place to get ourselves introduced, and then very soon have our own show, someplace in the Chicago market, and then as quickly as humanly possible get that cranked out, and then internet global.
Yes, global.
Because global is way more fun.
Oh yeah.
And since we speak mostly English, mostly proper English.
Yes.
But that covers a lot of the world, not all the world. But then we can have subtitles. We can do a delay video with the subtitles in foreign languages, and Chinese and Bohemian and stuff. Make it fun.
Yeah.
German. Although
French.
Oh, yeah. Okay. We have to do. I guess we'll have to do French. Okay, let's go. What else? Yeah, it's kind of warm in here. That's why we're all kind of sparkly.
Oh, you're sparkly, all right.
All this energy. And that camera over here is brighter than that one.
Yes, it is.
But at least the image. Maybe it's because that one is. I think I can adjust the brightness. I think it's fine. I think they'll be the same because they're only 2 feet apart. So it's like. And I have no hope with both of them. And most of this will probably get cut out. Haha. But this will be in the outtake reel.
There you
we'll
go.
have an outtake reel at some point. We'll start collecting outtakes.
Yes.
So let's see. That's a good start.
Go
ahead.
Deliberately try to crack me up like you did at the photo shoot. Yeah.
Yeah, there'll be. In fact, since you're on the Facebook page right now watching this, because it's not going to be anyplace else, and sooner or later it'll be. Yeah, probably. It'll also be on YouTube because before I post this, I'll post it on Facebook first.
Yeah.
And then I'll because I can post it there, the video there, and then we'll also have it on the YouTube channel. I'll get that going Monday or Tuesday. So, but if you since you're on the Facebook page, there's lots of photos. We did 700 photos.
Over 900.
No, she had 100 and something on the camera.
No, that was after the 100 and something.
Oh, we did over 900 photos in a few hours, and it was like she was just a mad woman, and I had to do some strange things that she never thought of, like laying on her back and shooting upside down, and that was fun. And some of the photos are good, and I'm sure some of them will be really terrible, so we'll make sure that we post some of the really terrible photos, because those will be fun. Our eyes are closed, or my faces, or my nose is looking really, really Picasso-ish.
Yeah, I had a couple pictures I looked a little funky in. It was kind of like, what happened there?
Well, that happens, because there's like one.
No, it's because I had somebody who kept trying to make me laugh. Oh, gee, I wonder.
Laughing is good. Makes you.
Laughter is great, but not when you're trying To do a photo shoot.
Do or do not. There is no try. Master Yoda. I have.
Oh, you are not
That's
pulling
my-
out the Star Wars.
That's my video. I have a video called Try. In fact, it'll be underneath this because this little line I just said is going to be in the video, and underneath this, in one of the comments, is going to be my video for Try, and it starts out with that cut because that's important. It's something that I did a long time ago.
I guess I just got told, huh?
So, nonetheless, so there we go. We'll have some fun with this, and hopefully you'll have fun with this, and ask us a lot of really embarrassing questions because we're gonna have to give you some of my background, and Sandi can talk a little bit first, but being involved with a relationship, going into coaching, I was married and divorced twice, so I thought, I had to find out what went wrong, because it had to be the woman's fault, right? And then as I started doing my studying, it was like, okay, what's the common denominator in all my relationships? And I was like, right, it's me. So then suddenly I realized, okay, what was going on, and then I discovered I had relationship rules, and then just going through the whole process of learning about relationships and through the different teachers that I studied with. I made all kinds of discoveries, and I learned about me, and then people started getting dropped in my lap that needed help, lots of help, and I was able to do that, and so it all made sense for me to continue doing this. So after a couple of years, 2 or 3 years of study, now I've been working with coaching. I've got like 6 or 8 couples I've been working with, and they're all doing really well, and some of them were disasters. Typically 3 nights a week, one of them would be on the couch, or there'd be fights and things like that. And now they're fine. It's all good. So that's kind of my background, and I've kind of twisted and turned. I see things from out there someplace, so that I don't believe. Well, you can talk about the timetable thing a little bit, because that's a really I never thought about that, but you've got that. But there's certain aspects of things, and I don't play by any rules. Rules are for everybody else, not for me. So I kind of teach that to people, because people need to realize that the rules aren't necessarily for everybody. Or screw rules. I mean, rules just get in the way. So, your turn.
My background a little bit is I got very involved helping people with relationships and life and all that, issues that came up from my experience with working in domestic violence for a state's attorney's office. Love the work I do. I love helping other people. I've had relationships in the past. Some were phenomenal, some were not so phenomenal. The timeline that he just kind of brought up on me to talk about was, we've gotten into this stage where, okay, you can't say this to the other person until this much time has gone by, or you can't do this until this amount of time has gone by.
Unwritten rules, kind of, sort of.
Exactly.
Otherwise, the other person gets freaked out.
Correct. And I hate that timeline.
And it's crap anyway.
Right. If you feel something, you should say it, because that's the way we're supposed to be. Honesty, communication.
Even if it freaks out the other person, because
Exactly.
they're not ready, because they're playing by these rules.
Right.
And probably the smartest thing you can do is sit down at the very beginning and say, you do know there's these crazy rules that people,
Right.
and I mean, it's a whole different dynamic, and we're going to present a whole different paradigm of relationship that I've never seen anywhere. I've read so many relationships, and everybody talks about the difference between men and women and this and that, but nobody addresses the crazy, nonsense, the rules,
Right.
the gamesmanship of relationship. And there's even books about it. I think you were talking about the lists. What was it? What do they call that? There's books that talk about
The rules.
Okay, yeah, the rules.
Okay.
That was it. The rules.
Hate that. Hate that. some of these books that are out there are basically, they're just hardcovers with pages of manipulation for men and for women. And that's what we need to get away from. You need to lay your cards out on the table, be honest and upfront. If you're not looking for a committed relationship, that's okay, but let the other person know. These books, like with the rules, or, you know, like you said, the differences between men and women. We kind of all know there's differences between us. We're not the same. Like, I would never subject him or any other man to a 2-hour conversation about feelings.
Well,
Men are not built.
Mere mortal men, I'm not.
Okay.
I've talked to
I stand corrected. I'm so sorry.
We've talked for more than 2
Mere
hours
mortal
about
men.
that kind of stuff. Yes, we've talked about that kind of stuff.
But they're not built to do that.
Exactly.
And like you said, if a man says, I'm hungry, that's it.
He's hungry.
He's hungry. And we women sometimes tend to, we're not satisfied with that kind of an answer. We want some elaboration. And
a lot sometimes.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'm hungry doesn't mean I'm hungry at all. It means I'm bored, let's go someplace else. It could mean all sorts of things. Guys are real simple. I'm hungry, I'm tired, I'm thirsty, and everything else means I want sex.
Right.
And women, that's never the case. Unless you have a relationship that's gotten to that point, which is like never. But we're gonna change that. We're gonna get this broken down so that guys can be successful, women can be successful, because women are baffled by men. I'll cut that out. Women are baffled by men because women think men are as complicated as women are.
And they're not. We complicate it.
Yeah, we are really, men are really, basically really easy because it's just easy. Men
are incredibly interesting, amazing human beings. And women are as well. But I love getting the male perspective on things because it's less complicated.
It's kind of like women are 3D chess and men are a rock and a stick.
Good analogy.
Yeah, I just came up with that right on my head.
That was good.
But I mean, it's like that, and the problem is men get frustrated because they don't realize that women are 3D chess, and women get frustrated because they don't realize that men are a rock and a stick, and it's really that simple. And it's hilarious. Like I said, when I've worked with people, I get the same kind of stuff all the time, where it's like, really, that's all it is. Yeah, really, that's all it is.
Right.
No, you can't. It's that simple. Yeah, it's that simple. So we're gonna help break through the paradigms of the craziness that people believe is what it really is, but it really isn't.
Right, that they've convinced themselves.
Correct.
Of what it should be.
So there.
But we're gonna have fun.
And so are you. So you gotta follow along, and hopefully, this will get really big, really fast, and we're gonna make people, like I said, it's all about laughing and smiling and joking and not taking yourself so damn serious.
Oh yeah. Are we serious enough in our business, our careers?
Never. But
not you. But you got to remember, I'm talking the general
normal people,
public, right?
Normal people, or quasi normal people.
Right. You just totally made me lose my train of thought.
That's good. That's how it should be.
Yes, but
because I can disarm you very easily.
Oh no, it's not that easy.
Oh.
See, and that's one of the things. Men tend to think they can throw us off very easily. And you really can't that much. It really depends. Like, yeah, if you meet somebody, if you're going about in your life, and I saw that, and you're happy in your life, and all of a sudden you come face to face with somebody, and it's like, catch your breath, not sure what to do. Yeah, that's going to throw you off. But sometimes we just let you guys think you're throwing us off.
Ooh. Yeah,
interesting concept, huh?
In theory, but don't
Not
buy
in
it. I don't
theory.
buy it for even
No,
a minute.
not
I
in
don't buy it.
theory.
I don't think it's.
No, we do.
I think women take themselves way too seriously, with a few exceptions, but for the most part.
Or maybe it's not that we take ourselves too serious, it's that either we're not allowing you men to see that less serious, fun, relaxed side, or the men aren't taking the time to see it.
Okay, could be.
Those are
Could be
options
because a lot of guys like can't get past the 2-minute sound bites, so consequently that could be part of it too. I'll admit, a lot of my brethren really don't get it. That's why women sometimes need and no, to simplify, but we're also going to spend a reasonable amount of time on the whole concept of changing people, fixing people. And all that madness. I mean, that's just a bad idea from the very start, and it happens all the time. So there's any topic you could conceive of that even fringes on relationship, and a lot of times there's stuff that people don't realize affects a relationship that isn't relationship, but affects it. So we'll also be jumping on that as well. And as people send us questions, it'll be interesting because there are no bounds, there are no bars, and if you can possibly embarrass us, that would probably put you right to the top of the list.
Absolutely.
Because you're not going to be able to embarrass us.
No.
But if it would embarrass other people, that even brings it
right.
That brings it to the top too.
Right.
Because there's nothing that will embarrass me. I can talk about anything.
Yeah, I think I can pretty much talk about anything as well.
I had you blushing the other day though. So anyway.
I don't blush. Okay, I do.
All right, very good. All right, so probably if you've gotten this far through, I have this proclivity of setting up this will be like a 2-minute thing, but there'll be like the whole reel. I'll have just the raw, what I call the raw reel, and you can watch this and just see how we play together, and that'll help you decide that we're quite mad and this is going to be fun to do. Yeah, I definitely, because I like doing the raw stuff, because in that 2-minute thing that hook you, you're gonna get the full flavor of it, and then I can change the backgrounds, and like right now, there's the waves flowing. It's so nice.
Martini.
No, not on the beach. It's being margarita.
See, I never get my way.
It's a margarita on the beach.
No, you can have a martini too.
Yeah, but margarita. It's a Mexican.
Okay.
It's a Mexican beach.
You know what?
It's a Mexican.
No, you didn't say Mexican beach. You just said beach. So you know what? That's something that we can get your opinion on. Does it matter whether it's a margarita or a martini on the beach?
On a Mexican beach.
No, you did not say Mexican beach.
Look, it's a Mexican beach.
You just said beach.
It's a Mexican beach. So anyway.
If it's a Mexican beach, then you might as well do some shots of tequila.
It'd be a Georgia. It'd be a Georgia peach and a Mexican beach. Come on.
I can't get anything by him.
I know, because I actually see. But you know what?
Because he does pay attention.
Even though it doesn't seem I'm paying attention,
He does.
I do, and because it's fun to pay attention, because people say really dumb stuff sometimes, or if you, and by the way, if you send us messages on Facebook or Twitter or anything like that, you better get the there right and stuff like that, because I'll make fun of you if you get or your. That's one of my favorites, because people really always screw up your. Always. They'll put instead of YOU apostrophe RE, they'll just put YOUR, and it's like your. It's like, no, it's not your. I mean, it's your. It's the other your. But yeah, I mean, 2 and 2. Although sometimes the TOO is, it's inclusive. It's used instead of also, but it can also be if it's that too. But
right.
But anyway, so make sure you get that right, because we'll have fun making fun of you. Because sometimes we'll just post it on the screen and say, okay, and we'll answer it. We'll say, first of all, learn how to use your.
Yeah, he will do that.
Speak English.
So count on
Speak English.
And the thing is, so he pays attention, but sometimes he won't call me out on it right away. He'll savor it for a day or two and then call me out.
No, I don't do
Yes, you do.
Well, but see, when we're on camera, it's a whole different thing.
Ah.
We're on camera or
We're
on,
just right there in front of
right there.
everybody.
Oh,
Yep.
exactly. Oh, yeah. Really? Really? You said that? You really meant that? Huh?
Yep.
So anyway, but yeah, so we'll have some good fun. And like I said, if you're a radio person or a TV person and you're getting this, you're getting this information through LinkedIn and you're watching this and you're saying, God, these people are batshit crazy. We are. And that's part of the fun. But the whole thing is relationship is insanity. And like I said, we want to break down the paradigms of what people believe because it's just messed up.
We've really screwed it up.
I didn't
over the generations. I mean, as society.
Yeah, and it's kind of funny because America is supposedly so free and so, and we are really prudes. We are more prudish than anybody. Europe, friends in Great Britain are nowhere near as prudish, and you go to France or any place in Europe, and you get they're just totally not. And then of course you go to Canada, and they're like the 1950s. So it's really clean and really nice, but talk about prudes.
Yeah.
Even worse than us.
And this is what we want to cover. We
don't want people. Well, maybe
let yourself be more free. Let yourself be honest. Let yourself enjoy life.
Yes.
You got only one. I haven't met anybody yet that has had more than one. Haven't been able to find them. So enjoy it, embrace it, love it. And that includes facing, embracing, and loving your fears as well when it comes to relationships.
That's good. Facing, bracing, and
embracing.
Embracing.
Yes.
Facing,
embracing, and loving your fears.
That's good. We got to come up with some taglines.
Yeah. Okay, perfect example. I put it on my Facebook the other day. I'm sure you read it. My mother was afraid of storms. Terrified of thunderstorms. She would force herself to sit at the window so the kids wouldn't be afraid of it. Same concept in relationships in life.
A good friend of us are afraid of bunny rabbits.
Yes, she's terrified of bunny rabbits.
No names, but
no names.
Terrified of. There was a bunny rabbit that was like 6 feet away from her during a photo shoot that we were doing, and she freaked. It was hilarious.
Yeah, could not stop laughing on that one.
Like, really? Bunny rabbit.
I just love her.
Bunny rabbits.
Yes, bunny rabbit. And she made it. Was telling us
they
have fangs this big. It's like they have little buck teeth. Give me a break.
It's just like that bit in Monty Python, which I will probably post after
You're
this
gonna
part
have to, yeah.
with the guy with the horns going.
Yes, you're going to torture her.
From the Monty Python and the Holy Grail part,
Yes.
where they bring out the Holy Grail.
Yeah. So basically, we want to get people out from the basement
and thinking
and facing their fears,
and
thinking and loving
and asking questions. And maybe it's like you discovered this and you find your significant other and you introduce them because, like I said, we're not, there's nothing that's taboo and it's all, because taboo is just nonsense.
Mm-hmm. Isn't that a board game?
Taboo?
Keep it there.
Taboo?
There's,
no, I don't think
yes,
so.
It is. There is. There's a board game called Taboo. That's all it is.
If you say so.
Taboo doesn't. There is no taboo.
If there is in fact a board game named Taboo, there's a picture of it right behind us right now. But I don't remember Taboo being a board game.
I believe there is a board game called Taboo.
It's either right now behind us. Either it says there is no such thing as the board game named Taboo, or there's actually a picture of the game board.
I will find it.
So anyway, and that's what you're going to see behind us because the water's gone away because it makes me have to go to the bathroom. So it does. That's those crazy water things. It's like they just put those in there so that you use more water. That's all there is to it.
So we're going to have a lot of fun, and we definitely want your input. We definitely want to be able to answer your questions.
And we want you all the time. And like I said, once we get this figured out, and we'll find out if we're on multiple channels, if we're, we'll do, hopefully we'll be doing a syndicated thing, and it'll be 2 or 3 or 4 times a week, maybe every day. I don't know what we're going to do. And we'll be doing remote stuff, because right now okay, see the green screen? All right. We'll hopefully be doing some stuff in location, And like I said, some of the stuff will probably be video of us doing radio shows, so we'll have headphones on and microphones and stuff, and there'll be the remote people, and it'll be good fun, and we'll have that too, because that's a fun thing. So we'll have, and maybe even be doing live streams would be fun too, because that way you could tweet us and ask us questions. Like I said, there'll be all kinds of this. The technology is so cool at this point. We can do all sorts of things, and in fact, we could probably even be in separate cars driving places and being able to do this as well with a headset and just talking to people over the radio. So we'll see how this whole thing works out. Hopefully, you will like us a lot and realize that we're quite mad, or I'm quite mad. She's kind of not quite mad.
Not as mad as you.
Not mad.
But I have a feeling he may make me a little bit closer to his man.
Well, it's just more fun.
Yes, I know.
Normal is so boring. And by the way, if all you normal people, really, you need to pay attention to us, and
Yes.
and then you'll find some of the other stuff that I do that's just crazy as well, and you'll be doing some other stuff too because you'll be dealing with women's stuff, right?
Women stuff?
Oh, I mean,
Really?
what is it? Like your
Domestic violence?
Yeah, domestic violence stuff. You might be doing some stuff with that.
Absolutely.
So she'll be doing that. Right, and I'll be doing my other crazy stuff, being happy, being a lover, being lovable stuff. But we'll talk more about that. You'll find links to all that stuff later on. When we get to actually get our page, we'll have a bio. Each of us will have a bio page on the website, and maybe on the Facebook page too. So you can
I think
put
we
pages
should.
in. Well, you can put pages in the Facebook page too. So we'll have a bio, and then there'll be a link to get to a page, and I have a page that has everything I'm doing and where it is and all that, and it's kind of fun. Beside this, but this is going to be good fun, and this will introduce you to us, and we're crazy fun. And I have
Yes.
no idea. This is probably going to be a 20-minute thing.
That's okay.
I know, because that'll be the raw feed, and people can watch the raw feed or say, "Really?
But I want people to watch this and not want it to end.
Good." Because I want people to be sad.
Yes.
When we sign off at the end of our show, I want people to be sad.
And what you're
I
looking
want
forward
you
to the
weep. I want
next
you to
one.
weep. I want you to weep. Yeah, quick kick
Sorry.
in the nightstand. I want you to weep openly when we're done and say, it's sad that we want them, and you'll want to invite us over for tea.
Or coffee.
I don't drink tea, but I was
Or martini.
true.
Because that's what you can have on a beach.
And pints of Guinness, but if you're not at the beach, if you're at the beach, drink margaritas. And yes. And you gotta be careful because when I was in Mexico, they were obviously pouring the margarita, the tequila and they popped the plastic thing into the blender and it got chewed up with the ice. So as I was drinking the margarita, there was little pieces of plastic. But they gave us like a free pitcher of margaritas, so that worked out.
Wow, really? That was it?
It was a good thing.
Okay.
Well, it's Mexico. They don't.
Yeah,
it's not like you're going to sue them. I mean, that's not going to happen. It was just a really nice bar, and they were mortified when they found out there was plastic in their margarita. So they just brought us a brand new pitcher and lots and lots of chips and dip and stuff. And
It's like, yes, we'll have a pitcher of margarita. Hold the plastic, please.
That's it. That's true. That would. But I said that, and they didn't get it because it was like a one-time.
Lost in translation.
No, it was a one-shot. Anyway, but just stuff like that. I mean, just exploring things. Don't be afraid to try new stuff. And everybody gets locked into a little. Like I said, we're talking about changing the paradigms. Making you realize that everything you know is wrong.
Get out of that comfort zone.
Yeah, really. Comfort zone's boring.
Yeah.
And you push, and every day you got to push that bubble a little bit, and it gets bigger and bigger, and at some point, then the bubble includes everything and everybody, and we're hopefully going to get you to look at people differently, look at men differently, look at women differently, look at maybe even children, dogs, and cats differently. Probably
Look at the whole experience of the relationship. And when I say relationship, it can be boyfriend, girlfriend, it can be husband and wife, it can be friendship. We're going to reevaluate all that and restructure.
Okay, that could work
Without rules.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I had to put that in there.
Without rules or with limited rules, because there's some things you can't do. I mean,
Right.
There's, decent kind of things, but and those rules change as the relationship changes. So, what is inappropriate in some relationships are completely appropriate in
In
others.
others, yes.
Like the people you work with, you don't do certain things with, whereas if you're in a relationship, then you do. So there.
Agreed.
So we've been blathering on for 37 minutes. So
It's
I think,
always time for us to say.
yeah, and if you've actually sat through this much of the video, I am so impressed, and I completely love you if you bothered to sit through the entire 37 minutes of this. That would be completely cool, and probably not even 37 minutes, because there might be one or two things I might have cut out.
He's gonna cut out one or two things.
Because like when I had to clear my throat, that was kind of bad, and when I got up to look at, I'll keep that. That's kind of fun, because I'm in two cameras.
You're still gonna be getting up in both cameras.
I know that, but that one, it'll be like my backside, which is way better than my shirt. So
thank you for watching.
if you are watching to this point, and if you haven't dumped us, because I would understand if you did, because we're just blathering on. But
but they were fun.
So anyway, I'm KOKO.
And I'm Sandi.
And there you go. More soon. Have a most spectacular, amazing day.
Bye.